Is age merely a number? Is it because you belong to a certain age group that you are to act a certain way? Or can you think out of the box and be doing things that people much younger would be doing? Stick around. That's going to be the discussion on today's noon hour break here on Noon Hour Out of the Box. Coming up.
Hey, welcome back to Noon Hour Out of the Box, episode 3, to our quirky, unscripted, sometimes unconventional 15-minute podcast. I'm so happy that you're here with us. I want to give a big thank you to Jenny DuHaime, our producer, who makes all this happen, and to my co-host, Mr. Robert D'Alessio. Let's bring him on.
Hey!
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Esther. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing really good. You know, I had a birthday last week and I turned 64. And I'm proud to say that. Like, I am blessed and thankful that I'm here. I'm 64. I'm feeling good and I'm doing everything that I want to do. Yet I get comments like, oh, you look really good for your age. And I'm trying to understand what that means. It's almost like a kind of derogatory and patronizing. Like, what is my age supposed to look like? I mean, I appreciate what people think is a compliment, but it's almost like I believe I look like me. It's not a matter of my chronological age. So I do take issue with that. And, you know, even like marketing products like anti-aging, like what does that mean? Again, it's a derogatory term. Like, aging is something we don't want to experience. I mean, they should call it something like marvelous mature cream or something to that effect, you know? So yeah, I'm happy to have turned 64 and doing all the things that I wanted to do and am doing. And, you know, my motto is my age is not my cage. So, you know, yeah, I take issue with that. I mean, even in acting, I find that, let's say when a role, they ask for somebody to be, let's say, in their 60s. And if I apply, I never get it because I don't appear like what people believe is a stereotypical 64-year-old or 61-year-old. And then if there's a role for 45 to 55, they'll choose the person who's 45. So somehow I fall in the cracks. So yeah, it's weird. What do you think?
I hope you don't see a problem with that.
Well, I don't see a problem in that perhaps I appear youthful. That I'm grateful for, and it's really genetics and just taking care of myself. But I sometimes do take issue with the stereotypes that, you know, people have of people of a certain age. Have you experienced it at all, or do you have feelings about that?
You know what? I don't look my age either. I don't feel my age either.
Right.
And I think that what it is the way society has been brought up. You know, you're 64, like you said, like psychologically in people's minds, 64. Well, 65 next year, you're retired. You're getting old age pension. So 65 automatically equals old. So I think it's a conditioning in people's minds because I don't think that I don't think there's any age to be old. To be honest with you, you know, your mind and the way your body looks and all that. If your mind is very sound and is very healthy, I think your body's going to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, for myself, I'm actually doing so many new things, you know, in my 60s. And I almost feel that it's sort of like, you know, my fourth life, so to speak, you know, where there's childhood, early adulthood, midlife. And, you know, hey, now I'm doing all the stuff that I've always wanted to do. So I feel, you know, I don't think it's time for retirement, whatever that means.
Well, retirement, I don't think that retirement, there should be a set age for that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 1,000%. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way, you know, and even let's say Fernando and I, he's the same age I am, and we go out a lot, and of course, pre-COVID, we were always, we'd go to restaurants and clubs, and we would attend a lot of parties. We're very social beings, and people would sometimes refer to us as like, oh, they're so cute. Like, what is, again, patronizing? Cute? Why? Because at our age, we shouldn't be having a good time and going out, So there's been a lot of instances where I've definitely seen that happen. So,
but what's funny, Esther, is because you in your 60s is that's when you hit rush hour, prime time. I mean, you got a spot on Daily Struggles, and then you started,
right,
you started doing some voice work, and then you got some film roles. Everything kept adding up, one after the other, and there's some stuff going on also behind the scenes that nobody knows, but. Stuff is coming up for you as well.
Oh, my.
Probably
Okay.
don't want to talk about. I don't know.
No. Oh, yes. As Teresa says, always stay young at heart. That's the truth of any age. Absolutely, Teresa. I agree. And I've always lived by that philosophy. And in fact, my father was very much like that. So again, there's genetics and attitude and perhaps, physicality as well. It is what it is.
Did you see this?
Edna, age is just a number. I'm happy being 91. Wow, she's amazing. I want to be Edna. That's who I want to be.
Well, you know what? Now that we have Edna here, Edna is one of our cast members on Daily Struggles. And when she's on set there, we, what can I say? We feel even younger than we are. So Edna and Teresa, these are two people like ourselves. They do not know how to age.
What is age? It means nothing. It's just a chronologically society instituted, type of thought process that's really not applicable anymore. So yeah, I have an issue with that. So, oh, wait a minute, Robert.
What was that?
This just in.
Oh, something just came in.
Yes,
yes.
Jenny's Fun Facts. So in fact, there are conditions that cause rapid aging, such as progeria, and that we should be more aware of these conditions and how our judgments or comments make a person feel. In fact, there's this young girl in the UK who was diagnosed with a genetic condition called lipodystrophy, which makes you age before your time by removing the fat layers from your skin. And in fact, after meeting a specialist in the USA, they concluded that both her and her mother, who had the same genetic disorder, did not actually have this condition, but they had that fat layer. And in fact, they had a condition called cutis laxa, which is actually a bit more severe and affects the organs as well. Interestingly enough, she had two sisters who did not carry the gene. And in fact, she's been kicked off buses because she claimed to be a student and the bus driver wouldn't believe her. She's been bullied and called a monkey. And people believe that she's actually 40 years old and the mother of her two sisters. And in fact, she went as far as to receive cosmetic surgery to rejuvenate her look. Unfortunately, it only lasted, I know, it's quite amazing. It only lasted a few years, unfortunately. So, we never know the journey of another, and we need to be more mindful to people in our actions and our words and how we approach, age or ageism. So that, that's quite something to keep in mind. And in fact, that there are people who have this, a quite rare genetic disorder. So that's very interesting. Thank you, Jenny. I love your animation. I want the doll and I want to watch the entire animated series. I mean, it's great.
Maybe we can have her dance like that on cups, in the market goes.
Or something to that effect. All I know is I love it. It's amazing. Yeah.
Hey, Esther, oh my God. We have little time left and we have one more subject to cover.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so one of our listeners over here, by the way, we've asked you to send us some videos, and we've received quite a bit of videos. Thank you so much for doing so. We encourage you to do so as we're going to be preparing for the upcoming episodes. So one of our audience members sent us this.
times you'll call a professional office and the person answering you seems bothered. They seem bothered by the fact that you're asking them a question. And what's that all about? If you're dealing in the public, you gotta be nice to people, or don't do it. Go raise pigs instead.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Goring pigs, that sounds lucrative.
That's something new we can get into in our fifth life. Let's raise pigs. That's really funny. But Robert, I know you were speaking to me about this the other day. It's not only issues with the incompetency of some of the people that we get, who are servicing us, or when we people who are in the industry, but in fact, there's automated phone calls that you have something to say about.
Esther, I go ballistic. They say that we've made progress. I'm sorry. I think that we have backed up many, many years. They've cut on personnel, they cut on customer service, and they think that they're raking in profits and all that. They lose customers like me. I can't repeat here on the air what a tirade, what I say during one of my tirades. I just totally lose it, because you have to push, well, we all know, right? You have to push this menu, then into a sub menu, then into a sub menu. Goes on and on. Before, if you're patient enough, it's going to take you 20 minutes to actually go through all of these menus and sub menus, and then you got to wait on the phone for someone to be available. That can take another 20 minutes. I don't have all day. I'm sorry. So you know what? I don't think we made any progress. I think we went backwards.
So, it's the what we perceive sometimes is the incompetency of some service people versus having automated phone systems. And I know myself, I've gone, pharmacies where I'm reordering medication, and press 1 for this, press 2, press the numbers on the upper left-hand side to receive your prescription. And then they give you the options. Do you want it delivered? Do you want to pick it up? Do you want to pick it up early? You just if I press the wrong button, all hell breaks out. So yeah, it is frustrating. It's supposed to be more helpful, but yeah, it can be. And Teresa saying now it's all about money. The turnaround is incredible. People don't believe in working 20 plus years in a company anymore. If they are not happy, they quit. That's true. I've seen that. I always press 0. Yeah, exactly. But seriously, speak to a human. That's the only way. Press 0.
But now these automated systems have gotten smart, because 0 doesn't work anymore. And
really?
In a lot of cases, anyway. It still works, Teresa, in some cases, but in a lot of cases, it doesn't work anymore. And so, this one time, I got so fed up, I actually went to, I don't remember where it was there, but I went to the place that I had to go. I drove, I don't know how many miles, how long it took me to get there, but I went there personally. I'm not going to spend
Yes, people do that. When I used to work at the hospital, when I used to do my sales, I did a lot of pop-up sales at several hospitals. I would meet up with people, yes, 34 agreed, who personally went to make their appointments with their physicians, because they were so frustrated, because they would tell me everything. They'd walk by the table, they'd buy stuff and talk. And many of them would go and just personally go to the office and make the appointment, because they were so frustrated with the telephone system. So that's definitely an issue.
It's a bit of a pain. You got to get in your car, drive all that way. I'd rather drive, listen to some music, than being on the phone and being frustrated. I'm telling you, I lose it.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So this week we agree. Last week we were agreeing to disagree. So we're progressing as well. If the 0 doesn't work, you wait till they say to speak to a person, right? Press, 0, 1, 2, 3. Correct. That's true.
Teresa, at that point I'm just too furious. I don't hear anything anymore.
Exactly. Dirty 4. I hate automated phone service. I know it's very frustrating. It was put forth for our convenience, but in fact, it's become, laborious and difficult and frustrating. So I'm not a fan. Yes.
Here's our first disagreement of the day.
Oh, yay. We're back.
It was not put forth for our benefit. It was put forth for their benefit, so that they can cut personnel, and they can make more money. So,
no. So here we're agreeing to agree. So again, progress once again. So, Robert,
Yep.
it is 12:15. Our
Oh my
15
God.
minutes is up. I've had a blast. This particular episode has just flown by. And are there any final words that you'd like to say to our audience?
Yes, folks, we encourage you to send us some videos like Fernando did, whatever your pet peeve is. It could be anything to do with plumbing. It could be something about what you hate about hamburgers.
What's the hate?
Hamburgers.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Well, yeah, some hamburgers just don't make the cut, right?
Right, that's true. All right.
Anyways,
Yes.
so guys, send us your videos and we're gonna look at them. We're gonna put them together. We're stockpiling slowly.
Yeah.
So don't be shy. Leave us your comments. Much appreciated. Go and like the Noon Hour Out of the Box Facebook page. And as far as I'm concerned, we're done. Anything for you, Esther?
I just want to thank everyone for tuning in while they're having their lunch or before or after having their lunch. We so appreciate it.
Well, guys, if nobody else has something to say, thank you so much for tuning in. Esther, thank you.
And thank you. And we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.